everybody, and welcome back to Base Camp. Today is session 7 in our series on the Ten Commandments. Today we're looking at the verse in Exodus chapter 20 verse 13, and it says, "You must not murder." Now on the surface that would seem pretty straight and up front, but it's a little bit more complicated than that. The murder that this verse is talking about is premeditated killing of an innocent human being. This is not an accident, judicial execution, or a self-defense, or even in the heat of battle in a war. This is meditated murder, taking of an innocent life. This is further seen in Genesis chapter 9 verse 6. If anyone takes a human life, that person's life will also be taken by human hands. For God made human beings in his own image. It's because we are made in the very image of God that this is such a serious offense. This isn't like killing an animal or a plant. This is a human being that was made in the very image of God. And if you take an innocent life, your life should be taken. So it is a very serious offense. In Deuteronomy chapter 19, verses 11 through 13, "But suppose someone is hostile toward a neighbor, and deliberately ambushes and murders him, and then flees to one of the cities of refuge. In that case, elders of the murderer's hometown must send agents to the city of refuge to bring him back and hand him over to the dead person's avenger to be put to death. Do not feel sorry for the murderer. Purge from Israel the guilty of murdering innocent people. Then all will go well with you." In Israel, especially early Israel, there were certain towns that if somebody killed somebody in an accident or unintentionally, they could go to these cities to be safe from revenge killings. Somebody trying to avenge a death. But those cities were never intended for somebody who was hostile towards a neighbor and had killed them intentionally as a hostile action. So that just further reinforces the ideal that the murder that is being talked about in Exodus, in the Ten Commandments, where it says you shall not murder, is not an accident or a self-defense situation. It is an actual murder where one person is hostile and angry and intentionally kills another. But Jesus, he takes this even a step further. In Matthew chapter 5, verses 21 through 22, "You have heard that our ancestors were told, 'You must not murder. If you commit murder, you are subject to judgment.' But I say," I being Jesus, "if you are even angry with someone, you are subject to judgment. If you call someone an idiot, you are in danger of being brought before the court. And if you curse someone, you are in danger of hellfire." So Jesus is not just going after the act itself, but the attitudes and heart inclinations that can lead up to it. Being angry at someone else can potentially lead to the kind of murder that is talked about in the commandment, "You shall not murder." Now, in that, we need to be careful, because sometimes there is reasons to be angry with someone, and there are reasons to say, I'm not going to reconcile with you because you are not safe. God does not want us to ever put ourselves in a dangerous situation. A situation where we're being repeatedly taken advantage of. And it's okay to not allow people back into our lives at times. That being said, that doesn't mean that we should ever be hostile toward them. There are people that I am no longer in relationship with because they did things that harmed me. And most people, if they're being real, will say the same thing. There are people that are just not, it's not healthy to be around them or to allow them into your life. And you know what? That's okay. But that doesn't mean that we should hate them or that we should wish ill on them. Unfortunately, in this fallen world, we sometimes have to set up appropriate boundaries in life. But we should never be hateful towards anybody. So, that is session 7 in our series on the 10 Commandments. And I hope that this helped bring it to light a little bit more. So, we'll see you next time, and God bless.